Hello viewers, I'm Red2006 and I'm very pleased to have you join me on the latest leg of our scenic tour through the Johto region in Pokemon Gold version. As a quick recap on our last day's adventuring, I continued navigating the Ilex Forest. Dash learned how to headbutt from TM02, and I managed to find Execute while headbutting trees. After that, it was a very pleasant walk along Route 34, battling trainers. Today's episode is a bit longer. There are some interesting fiascos involved, so if you like spectacular failures, watch on. Welcome back everyone. Let's go on a bit of a tour today. We'll be wandering around Goldenrod City and taking in the sights. Over here is the department store. You'll find all sorts of interesting items, but oddly, it only sells items equivalent to this stage in the game. It doesn't stock up a lot. It's worth taking a trip through there because you can buy other things like TMs and vitamins that boost stats. Go shopping at your own leisure. Over here is the game corner. You can buy game coins or you can play the slots to try and win them. Be warned, sometimes it appears as though those slots are rigged, and in the remakes they often are, using techniques that would be very much illegal to program into such machines in real life. This house here is Bill's house. You'll meet him in Ecruteak City. Come back afterwards to get an Eevee. This is one of the gateways to the underground. We'll be heading in there shortly. And on the eastern side, in this house, is a lady who will check the friendship of your Pokemon. Go there if you're using a Pokemon that can evolve via friendship. Down here is the bike shop, and it's worth popping in because it's in kind of an out-of-the-way location. Talk to the man at the desk. We don't actually get him registered in the Poké Gear, I believe. But what we want to do is set it to our select button. Ride it around. It's the fastest travel you have. And if you'll notice, it's a jaunty remix of Goldenrod's theme. Past here is the magnet train station. We can't ride on it just yet. It's next door to the radio tower, where a suspicious looking man in black is staring at it. He is indeed a Team Rocket member. While I think of it, let's come in here and talk to this guy. Just in case we get something fortunate. Don't think our number is going to match at all. Nope, nothing matched. Gather a lot of ID numbers and try to win. Talk to this lady, and you can win a radio card for the Poké Gear. Let's take the quiz. Yes, the map card. Nidorina is only female. Kurt uses apricorns with a C. Magikarp does not learn TM moves. And this can be slightly tricky, but DJ Mary, not Marie, is the co-host. Marie is a very popular singer as part of the Squid Sisters, and admittedly my favourite of the duo. Not that Callie's bad at all, it's just for some reason I find Marie that little bit more charming. Anyway, we now have the radio card. So let's take a little bit of time to test it out, show it off. So you can tune using up and down on the plus pad. And there we are. Here is Professor Oak's Pokemon Talk with DJ Mary. Oak will tell you where certain Pokemon can be found. And Mary provides a random non sequitur. We also have the Pokemon Music channel. The Pokemon March will increase your chances of finding Pokemon. The Lullaby will decrease the chances. And the Lucky Channel. I can't remember what this does, so let's listen. I think it might be... Oh no, wait, it is tied into the ID number. Do we have anything else? No. The higher end of the radio is for the Kanto region. So on we go. North of the train tracks. Here is the Name Rater's house. Kind of non-indicative because what he does is just change the nickname of your Pokemon. And here is the House of Terror, otherwise known as Goldenrod City Gym. We will be going there and we will be facing that one boss. Don't you worry about that. This house up here is the Flower Shop. You'll need to go there after you've beaten Whitney. Up here leads to Route 35, which we'll explore later. And over here is the upper entrance to the underground. There are trainers to battle. So, who shall I lead with? Ruby, I think. So, the slightly creepy circus music is back. Yep, it's another Pokemaniac. He has a Slowpoke. Okay, they're level 10, so I don't think they'll have Water Gun. Drop a Magnitude on it. So Magnitude 8, 90 power as I mentioned earlier. Down it goes. And let's see how we go this time. 8 again. Very conclusive. Well done, Ruby. And you only got to see a Geodude. Sucks to be you. I do consider type advantages and the like. Same creepy music, but this is a super nerd. He has Magnemite. Which means we can drop Magnitude on it, and even if it was only Magnitude 4, we'd probably still defeat it anyway. Massive level advantage and double weakness to ground. So, Voltorb. Strongest Pokemon. I believe the rest of his Pokemon are level 7 Magnemite. And Ruby is just going to smack right through him. Yeah, way to go! As I suspected, more Magnemite. It's a decent Pokemon. Because it was retconned to be a Steel type in Generation 2, Steel Electric proved to be a very solid defensive type. It does have 3 weaknesses to fighting, fire and that double weakness to ground. Water hits it for normal damage, and the rest are either not very effective or in the case of poison don't affect it at all. Giving it Levitate might have made it a bit broken, and I got things wrong. One was level 9, not level 7. So good job by Ruby. I'll switch to Torture for the remaining Pokemon. Once you've cleared out the trainers in the under... Oh no, wait, there are people here. Depends on the day. So, this is one of the Haircut brothers. They will help boost the happiness of your Pokemon. So, who is going to get a haircut? Let's give the ace of our team. The dialogue at the end of the haircut shows how much the happiness goes up. There are calculations for it. And here is the coin case. We can now go and waste our money at the game corner if we want to. And more nerds. Or Pokemaniacs. Not Pokemaniac this time. Interestingly, he talks about multiple Pokemon, but he only has Lickitung, which sort of didn't have hair in Detective Pikachu, just sort of skin. Admittedly, it looked kind of amusing, but to be fair, I was actually kind of impressed how well that movie worked with Mr. Mime. It actually, in my eyes anyway, and probably in a few other people's eyes, redeemed it from being just weird and creepy to actually quite amusing. So, Lickitung is down, and that fight is over. And one last opponent. This one is a super nerd. And is it any wonder he got kicked out for trying to cheat using a Grimer? I can't imagine what sort of damage that would do to the machines. Dude, if you're gonna cheat, Porygon, it's digital. It can just go in and rewrite the programming or something. You're just gonna contaminate people with a Grimer. Though in fairness, since Fire-type Pokemon can control their flames to make sure people don't get burned, it would make sense for Grimer and Muck to be able to control their toxins. At least I think that's the case anyway. Can't imagine what adding fire to toxic sludge would do. That would not be a very nice combination. So, we have defeated Super Nerd Eric. And we are pretty much done with our tour. Those are the sights and sounds of Goldenrod City. I will quickly heal my team, but I might as well take you on a little shopping tour. This is, after all, a scenic tour, so take in one of the best sights around. I believe, depending on the day or maybe time period, I'm not sure, you can access items in the basement. So I'll quickly dash down there in the elevator and we will have a look. The first basement floor is essentially the warehouse. So can we access anything? Now this one you can't get until later in the game, on purpose. That one's blocked off. No, everything is blocked off. I will have to find out exactly how to get those. Put some sort of information up on screen. But as you can see, this is the entry floor. And this will tell you what's on each floor. Head up here to purchase general supplies for your adventure. Floor 3 is Battle Collection. So this will sell you those stat boosting items. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's odd. The medicine box. This is where you get those stat-raising vitamins. Usually, these two are actually combined. This is the TM corner where you can buy some new TMs for your Pokemon. Let's show off what they are. So we have Thunder Punch, Fire Punch, Ice Punch, Headbutt, and that's it. I thought there were a couple more, but no big deal. And here is the person who can trade Drowsy for Machop. I don't have Drowsy in my party. Remember that, though. And this is the top floor where you can buy drinks. And a little bit of advice. So, with Goldenrod City well and truly shown off, let's take the lift back to the first floor. I tend to say either lift or elevator. And we will head back to Route 34 to go and catch some Pokemon. We should be fresh and ready to go. Doing pretty well, team. After my Scatterbrain performance in Episode 7, I am not taking anything for granted. And we're off to a flying stop. At least I can knock it out and go to level 20. Always just off, aren't we? And it's going to use Quick Attack. Called it. Spiteful little bastard. So, I have a couple more Pokemon to try and find. One of them I can get from the game corner. If I have bad luck finding it, what does Anthony want? Oh, he actually wants a rematch. Tell you what, I will add bonus footage at the end of this episode featuring the rematch. But there are two Pokemon I want to find. I'll cut to when I find them. Ah, here we go! Ladies and gentlemen, this is my spotlight Pokemon for this episode because it is my all-time favourite. There's absolutely no denying it. I'm completely biased here because Abra, Kadabra and Alakazam are my favourite Pokemon of all time. I used to be a Pikachu fan until the episodes of the anime set at the Saffron City gym rolled around. I'd never seen anything like that Kadabra and what it could do, and it's been my favourite ever since, and I have loved Psychic-type Pokemon to this day. Abra, Kadabra and Alakazam are all about special attack and speed. They hit very hard and very fast, but they can't really take any physical blows in return. This does make them vulnerable to certain attacks, but most of the time they can wipe out their opponents before they land a hit. They were an absolute terror in Generation 1, effectively being Mewtwo White and making the Saffron City gym a dangerous place to visit. Thankfully, things are better balanced, and even though Game Freak has constantly insisted on nerfing the Psychic type while letting the much more dangerous Dragon type run amok, Alakazam will still fare very well in battle. In this generation, the three of them benefit from the elemental punches being available via TMs, as all of them are considered special attacks, giving them excellent coverage and supplementing their powerful psychic. A well-equipped Alakazam can still brush aside most challenges in this generation. While it may be very difficult to actually catch Abra, the effort is very much worth it as you'll get a fantastic Pokemon out of it. I recommend it pretty much all the time, even though I do have to force myself not to use it sometimes. No matter what, these Pokemon will always be my favourite, and I will never regret having one on my team. Especially considering you can get the powerful Alakazam at just level 16. It'll tear apart anything that gets in your way. Let's hope I can catch it. I only have one shot at this. So we're going to throw a Great Ball and we are going to hope. Ah! Fastballs don't work on Pokemon that can teleport. Thankfully, I can get Abra from the game corner. If I don't catch it, I'll do that. There's one more I have to find. And here it is. This peculiar looks like a wad of chewing gum or just a splat, but this is Ditto. Very appropriate, you find it on Route 34 next to the daycare. I'm going to use smokescreen on it so I can drain its accuracy a little, because it will transform into me, so I have a free turn to do whatever I need to. I got to admit, purple flames would be pretty damn cool. Think the shiny forms get them. Future me, correct that. Okay, slow but steady process. Okay, so the but it failed also doubles as the message for when a status move misses. Nearly there. Seems like smokescreen is actually coming in handy for me. Oh, well, that's good work. Thanks for the boost, Torture. Got a critical right when I needed, and you didn't take it out. Ditto can be a bit difficult to catch. I'm not sure if it retains the catch rate of the Pokemon it transforms into. Let's try a Pokeball. Went a bit better. But most of this is going to be the slow and protracted process of catching this. This might clean me out. Okay, last Pokeball, see how that goes. Nope, no good. This is a bit of a curly one, apologies for it taking so long, but there's not much I can do. Yeah, it really doesn't want to stick with me. Can't chip down its health anymore, and I have no way to inflict status effects. Gee. Sleep is the only one worth using, as I've said. Maybe bringing Execute along would be kind of useful. Ah! I'm gonna get cleaned out at this rate. Only got 3 left. Two left. You know what? I'm really looking forward to catching Yamper, simply for its ability that lets me reuse the first failed Pokeball each battle. I mean, it's a perfect example of consumerism that these damn things break apart whenever you use them. What is with this thing anyway? Oh, you've got to be joking. You know what? I'm using the stupid fastball. Thanks for nothing, Kurt. I'm not even going to hit it. Wow, just wow. I've got no answers. That is phenomenally unlucky. What is that thing's catch rate anyway? I would love to know what its base catch rate is. Oh, well, that's really put a damper on the rest of the episode. going to get Execute out because I think I might have to keep it with me for the time being. Wooper has served its duty, but I do need it around for Surf later on. Alright, Execute. I'll have to put a few levels into you, but you are officially a guest star party member. How much money do I have anyway? Oops, wrong button. Alright, we're buying some more. I can't believe I'm risking debt just for a freaking Ditto. Hey, there's Abra again. Well, let's try and catch Abra. To be honest, Execute is not fast enough to deal with Abra. Oh! Wow. Maybe if I had an Ultra Ball. Onward, I guess. Okay, come on, third time's the charm. I've had a nightmare with Ditto. I'll abandon that if I can catch Abra and don't have to waste my money at the game corner. This is going to make me very happy if this works. Nope. Oh well. Let's try again. You can hear it in my voice, can't you? I'm trying to put on a good front, but you can just hear that part of me is dead inside. I don't think I failed that hard at catching a Pokemon outside of the bug catching contest. That was a nightmare. You are essentially using glorified Great Balls, which means you have to gamble on a lot of luck if you want a Pokemon with full health and good stats. I think I'm starting to turn into Captain Ahab here, and Ditto is representing Moby Dick. There it is! Right, you little bastard, let's see how you like this. I apologise for cursing, but I'm that ticked off with it. Screw you, Ditto. You're now stuck as a Bellsprout. And I am going to unleash my egg. This time, it has got to work. Yep, no point using Reflect because Vine Whip is a special move. Of course, I don't know what's going to happen with Barrage. That's the only problem I have. So, let's try. And it actually hit first time. Here we go. This time. You have got to be kidding. I can't risk using Barrage. I think it's just doing this to spite me. I can't risk anything. I can't risk using Wooper. Its stats are too low for me to do anything else. Alright, let's take a gamble, and if it goes wrong, my fault. Alright, that's better. That should be alright. Two from two. Health is low enough, I can't risk hitting it anymore. Finally! Finally! Ditto, the transform Pokemon. It can transform into anything. When it sleeps, it changes into a stone to avoid being attacked. Alright, I have driven myself to the brink of madness. But I finally caught it. I will have to save up some serious money. So, I'm going to wrap up the main episode. But I will show you footage of my battle with Hiker Anthony, and I will also go home, get some money, and get myself an Abra. Thank you very much for joining me and for enduring that frustrating attempt to catch Ditto. And sit back and enjoy the bonus footage for this episode. So I'm actually doing this a slightly different way. I sold off a few items and I'm going to get Abra first because this will save me a lot of backtracking. I am going to virtually bankrupt myself. But it's worth it because Abra, as I said, is my favourite Pokemon. I do need to make space in my party though, so be right back. And here we go. Unlike the Generation 1 games, you have to have an empty slot in your party to receive the gift Pokemon, and that is really annoying, especially when you go to find one in Mount Morton. There it is at last. Abra, the Psy Pokemon. It senses impending attacks and teleports away to safety before the actual attacks can strike. Yes, I am going to give him a nickname. Last time I named it Bramamond, after the wielder of the Dark Tome Apocalypse in the Fire Emblem Elevate games. I kept flubbing that pronunciation. So instead I am going to name him after a potent dark magic user in Sacred Stones. Lil. Okay, so let's go and visit Hiker Anthony. The reason I went to get Abra is because if I do not visit any other Pokemon Center, I can teleport back. I'm also going to go home, withdraw some money, and pick up some berries along the way for a later side quest. I'll see you back on Route 33. And here's the man we want to see. I don't think his team will be any different. I will have to switch to Ruby for the start of it. And away we go. Yep, just as I suspected. It's exactly the same as when we last battled. So Magnitude will take care of Geodude. I will switch Pokemon even though it may be a bit problematic for the less defense-oriented members of our team. Torture should take care of this one because using Dash is asking for trouble. Critical hit! I'll take that, it's small compensation. But now, I'll see you back in Goldenrod City to wrap things up proper with a bit more money. Okay, while we're in Violet City, use Cut on this. There's a hidden item here. It's a Hyper Potion. I'm probably going to sell that at some point for an injection of cash. Wait till I get to Cherry Grove. You know, I really should have brought Togepi with me. But that can wait for another time. We'll talk to Professor Elm about it later. I probably shouldn't tell my mum I bankrupted myself trying to catch a Ditto. Okay, so what does Ralph want? He wants a rematch. Alright, let's cut to that. Actually, you know what the worst part about this whole endeavour was? I accidentally walked into the Pokemon Center by Union Cave. My controller went a bit funny, so I have to leg it back to Goldenrod City. And I'm a little miffed about that, but it is a good opportunity to use the bicycle. So, let's make sure I have Dash at the front of the party. I don't trust anything right now. Yes, I do. And let's go and beat up Ralph and his Golden. Maybe this will make me feel better. One solid headbutt and it should be down for the count. That was a complete waste of time. Alright, let's end things for real for the episode. I will see you next time, back in Goldenrod City, ready to go. I'm pretty much done with recording for the day. Thanks for putting up with everything, and I will see you in the next instalment of our scenic tour through the Johto region. I hate Ditto so much now. A little bit from post here. You want to know the kicker for this whole adventure? When I was level grinding Leon off screen, I managed to encounter another Abra. Just for kicks, I threw my lure ball at it. Would you believe it? It caught it. Sums up how well everything's gone today. See you next time.